Cheers, everybody, to all the cat doors. Oh, Mr. England is on time for the first time ever, I think, in the entire history I've been streaming. Hello, Mr. England. It's mostly empty, mostly cold. Hi, everyone. First things first, the logo camera. So I got both cameras going, web cameras going. Might remember a few streams ago, I could only get one going. I've got both going, but the logo one seems to be stalling. As you can see, it filling up the logo, then stopping. Nice pixel sign. What pixel sign are you talking about? Pixel sign. Did I just notice that before? Did you just notice? What? Over my shoulder. In the rack. No idea what you're talking about. No idea at all. It's not a pixel display, it's a cat door. Damn YouTube, half the time we start the stream. Fresh and presto! Presto. Hi everyone, I'm sorry about last week. I had a really badly infected eye. Like, so bad I couldn't even see for like 2 days, 2.5 days. It's a Matrix RGB rack mount cat door. Yes, it is. Cable tie, hello. Also on time, early. What is going on today? That is just crazy. Even Austin got here 30 minutes early. Wowza. So, just gonna, yeah, secret revealed. You missed me? Oh, thank you. I was actually really, I was shoving antibiotics into my eyeball every, like 4 times a day. 3 or 4 times a day. It was very not pleasant. It's still a bit itchy, and I really want to scratch it, rub it, but I'm not allowed to. I know, it's your afternoon. It's not like you were getting up early for it. I'm sad because I missed the cool intro music. Every time I hear it, I go, I need to update that music to something else, and I just never do. Never get to. No rubbing. No, I know. I'm allowed to rub. I know. And so it was my right eye that was infected, and my left eye was under so much strain. It was just anyway. It was bad. Let me tell you, it was bad. So exciting today. We're going to build the Rev 2 of the hub PC. This is the dead one. The hub PCB. I've got everything ready to go. I've even got all the parts out already. Everything we need, I think. So it'll be a quicker build. I'll have to spend less time finding parts. Got the paste out ready to go. The stencil is ready to go. So, yeah, I'm excited to get that going and see if it works. I have some firmware that, I have to be honest, Claude's written most of it because I just haven't had time. I'm like over a week behind in all of my things I need to go. to do. So I've leaned on Claude for this. Haven't deployed the code. I deployed an early version of it onto here before I killed the board, and there's a whole bunch of things I've added to the code that I don't know if they work or not. Never tested them.
Alan Madsen says, and the secret project.
And the secret project. And the what? I don't know what you guys are talking about. So behind me is my secret project. Let's see if it focuses. There we go. I'm still here. I'm just letting it run. It's a bit blurry otherwise. It's a something. There's a lot of things happening on there. It's doing lots of different things. And oh, look at that. It's currently, what does it say? Oh, I missed it. That was the temperature. I don't know. Oh, that was Pac-Man. Waka waka waka. Waka waka waka. It is I'm not talking about it yet. I told you it was a sneak peek. It was a sneak peek.
Alan Madsen says, is that the black thing hanging from the ceiling?
It's not hanging. It's not hanging. It's on a portable rack. It's just on a portable rack. And it's
Alan Madsen says, more to your left.
More to my left? What? Doesn't matter. No, that. So can you read that? Have you zoomed in all the way? Okay. No. For small aliens, there's this version. Yes, there's elastic bands on here. Ooh. Oop, better hide that. So there are bands on that one because I have to mill a 10-inch faceplate. So I'm doing that later today. So a 19-inch version and a 10-inch version, both rack mount, and both just with one cable. There you go. Now you know. Hello, Deshipu. Now you know what the secret project is. So, n+1, n is the current number of clocks in the home. Yeah, it's not that you need so many clocks, and this is not just a clock. This is a, well, it's pretty cool. That's just the hardware side. Anyway, how does it open to let the cat through? They're little tiny cats. They're like this big. That's what they are. Okay, so finally found a company who would laser cut our panels. Did you? Illusions of a clock with illusions of grandeur. What? What? Are you being rude? It's Cat 5. It's 6E. It's yeah, that's actually funny. That's actually really funny. Austin, hadn't thought of that. Is it running WLED? No, it's not. No, it's not. Not only is it not running WLED, it runs at, well, at the moment it's running at 96 frames per second. We're going to run 120 frames per second. What? No, this is not a WLED nothing thing. This is a full-on something. Full-on something. So, you know what? I'm not talking about it anymore. You can ask all the questions you want, but I'm not going to answer anymore. It'll all be revealed in time. In time, not today. Today we're doing hubby hubby. Anyway, no, you can ask away. I don't care. I'm not answering. So, one thing I will show you though, if I go, if I do a logo rainbow, watch the display. Wait. Logo. Right, look at that. Do you see that? Oh, okay, you probably couldn't tell. No, see, that one probably wasn't readable. Anyway, was that MQTT? Did that intercept an MQTT message of mine and put something on the screen? No. No way. Not a chance. Anyway, so let's do the hubby hubbies. Maybe a nice pre-order page with no prices and no commitment, but asking for a $10 deposit. $1,000 deposit. Logo. Yeah, so you missed it, Cable Tie. So I have two Logitech cameras connected to my computer, and they don't work very well when you do two of them together. And unfortunately, the logo one suffers, because if you look here, which I'm about to move to, that's the second one. And so that is where I'm about to be assembling. So you'll be able to watch me assemble this board. But for this one to work without stuttering, the logo camera one stutters. Hubby Cubby. Is that a name? What is a Hubby Cubby? Yeah. So unfortunately, the logo camera suffers, but that's the only way I can get two cameras on the same. Yeah, they're not great. Logitech's are terrible at doing multi, because when you connect them, they identify as exactly the same named devices. And yeah, like they're not even smart enough to allow their devices to enumerate uniquely. Anyway, system doesn't complain about. No, mine's not complaining, but try streaming from both of them at the same time. Not one or the other, but at the same time. That's the problem. And be able to control them, like autofocus and exposure and all those things. If you want them dumb with no control, that's fine. That works great. But in my case, my logo camera has got exposure off, and it's got a custom focus and a zoom. And my PCB one has got a custom exposure and also a custom focus. Anyway, and that's where they're a problem, because when you adjust those settings, it does it to the camera name, not to a thing. I don't know. Yeah, but can you adjust both of them? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I couldn't get it working the other week. I got it working kind of now. It is what it is. Let's do some PCB stuff. I really want to see if I can get this going. So I'm going to move over to the desk. I'll turn my volume up a little bit so I can hear if you talk at me. You need an ESP cam to look at your logo. An ESP cam's not fast enough. I want to get another one of these Insta cameras for the bench over there, but they're $650, and it's a lot of money to spend for a camera on the bench. So, let's go. Let's start building. Remember, I can't see the chat, but if you talk out loud. You know what? I didn't even say hi to everyone. Wait. I just realised I didn't say hi to everyone. So I'm going to say hi to everyone in the chat first. I apologise. Austin, good morning. Matiki, hello. John Clayton, hello. Woof. I did see you there and I forgot to say hi. I apologise. Infamy 4K, hello. Farm Tech.
Chat has disconnected.
It's back. I don't know why it does that.
Alex Harvey says, but the instant camera is so good. We can see every wrinkle.
That's okay. Hey, you saying I got wrinkles? Be nice. I'll cry. I'll go take my bat and ball and sit in the corner. Adanian, hello. Alan, hello. Bruce. And yes, Cable Tie we said hi to already. Gustas, hello.
Says, do we all talk out loud?
If you want me to be able to hear you when or know it, like if you want to contact me when I'm at the desk. Otherwise I can't see chat. David Dessa, hello. I'm just going through and seeing all the people who are here that I missed that I didn't say hello to. So back. Wait, is that everyone? Tashipu, hello. That's okay. I didn't say hi to 24 people. That's only 24 people who have chatted. Anyway, okay. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. 12 watching. Mine says 24. My dashboard says 24. I don't know. I don't trust YouTube. Only 12 watching. Really? Shame. Okay, let's do this. Is that working? Yeah, bit of a delay. Oh, wow. Bit of a delay. Is that... But that's a bit of glare from the stencil. I'm sorry. Once the stencil's gone, it should be better. And I've got the camera a bit closer, I hope. But I might have to readjust it. But for now, let's do some pasties. Got the tape too close again. That's way too much
Alan
paste.
Madsen says it looks fine.
Way too much paste. Oh well. Let's make a mess. I know my hand's in the way, I'm sorry. I'll flip it over in a second. You get to see. Let's check it first. Oh. Spot on. Spot on. Ooh la la. Okay, let's clean off the paste. I'll leave paste all over here. Oh, that's okay. Get off. I will move that in a second. Just going to put this away. Pull my paste away. I'll at least put the lid on. Can you hear me okay? Do I need to project my voice? Okay. Now I need to just get all this set up. Get me set up. And then get you set up. Okay. Now, can you see that okay? Is that
Alan Madsen says yes, your voice is fine.
Excellent. Thank you. I was going to see if I can focus that a little bit more for you. Where's the white balance on? Okay, advanced. Focus. Is that the wrong way? How's that? Oh, did I go back the wrong way a little bit? How's that for focus? Can everyone see that okay? Whoa, what just happened then? No, that's not good. Okay, for some reason, I've lost the ability to move the slider.
Cadletti says depth of field limitation, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, we'll have to go with that. I think it's better than last time. I think it was better last time. So let's go. Got a lot of parts to put
John
down.
Clayton says looks good to me.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, let's do this. So many parts.
Cadletti says it's fine.
Cabletti. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Now I'm trying. Let me just. Okay. No particular order. I have 22 1 microfarad, 0.1 microfarad caps to put down. So I am going to be moving this around a little bit. You know what I should do? I should put the LEDs on first. I'm going to put the LEDs on first. I need to get them the right way. Because, yeah, that's going to be the showstopper.
Alan Madsen says everything is fine except the dirty fingernails.
Dirty fingernails? What? Fingernails are clean, mate. Fingernails are clean. What are you talking about? I think, yeah, you're imagining things.
Alan Madsen says lol.
No, I don't do dirty fingernails. I try not to anyway. Okay, so I'm going to double check my orientation for my LEDs again. So just one moment. Just to confirm. Okay, I'm going to do the LEDs.
Austin's Creation says wonder if it be possible to make a pogo jig to pre-test the LEDs before placing or if it is too small.
They're 1 by 1 millimeter. The pads are 0.35 by 0.35. I would say not possible. I will lose 50% of the LEDs I try to put down. So I can identify the I can identify the orientation of these LEDs. Just there's like a ghost kind of pattern inside. But what you can't do is tell which one is pin 1. So you can't tell. That's the problem. I mean, I'm sure I could work it out, but there's like you can see the silhouette of a dark patch. What a silhouette. How do I explain it? Obviously, inside the LED, under the diffuser, there's a red, green, and a blue LED, and then there's an IC in there, and you can kind of see. It just looks like a faint discoloration where the IC is inside it, and that's how I can tell which orientation the LED is. But I kind of, because it almost looks symmetrical, almost. So that one there looks like it's got a chip out of the corner of it. No, we're not using that one.
Alan Madsen says if you don't have dirty fingernails, you either do too little or wear them in your pocket a lot. Smiling smiley face.
Yes, I know. It's what is it? It looks like I've never done a day's work in my life. Yeah, no. I just I mean, to be fair, I've not cut my fingernails. Probably should. But I think they are in the right direction.
John Clayton says how would your pick and place machine determine LED orientation?
It doesn't. A pick and place doesn't determine orientation of a component. You determine the orientation of a component in the tape. The pick orientation and the place orientation. It just picks it and places it and rotates it based on what you tell it to do. So it doesn't detect. I mean, you can, for some parts, you know, if I'm picking a BGA or even like an IC with legs or whatever, I can have it determine the orientation, but that's not something you do on a pick and place machine when you're doing mass production. You know, it's a certain orientation in the tape, and you pick it and you place it. So yeah, it's a if the pick and place has to take a part to a camera and determine its orientation every time, then your production time is going to skyrocket. So yeah, that's not something that a pick and place. Does that make sense? Like my Juki can do that if I need it to, but that doesn't. But it won't on something like an LED. It won't. It doesn't understand, you know, how that works. On a BGA, you can normally do it because there's a standard ball position for a corner of a BGA. But again, if it's a non-standard, like if something like EMMC, that's fine. That is a standard. But if it's a non-standard BGA part, well, again, how's it supposed to determine? That's why most good component manufacturers in their data sheet have they show you a diagram of the tape, show you the width of the tape. So, you know, is it coming in 8mm or 12mm, whatever. And then they show you the orientation of the part in the tape. So you can pre-configure your pick and place file. Okay, so that's those. Now I need 6 of them. So I'm back to placing 0.1 microfarad caps. As I said, 22 of them to place. That's the problem with a lot of the Asian brand data sheets, Asian brand parts, is that they're, you know, not all the data sheets are in English, but most of them don't provide information on tape packaging and component orientation.
John Clayton says the reels must orient the parts in the reel correctly. How do they put them in the tape correctly and reliably?
Well, that comes down to the packaging company that someone uses. So, like, you know, let's talk about Espresso, for instance, right? With their S3 chips on tape, 16mm tape, all of their parts always have to be exactly the right orientation, not just on the entire tape, but when I take out another, you know, take a reel off the shelf and put it on a feeder, it's got to be the same orientation as the previous one, right? That's part of their packaging, so whoever they use for their packaging, right? So they get chips made, and then they get chips loaded onto tape and put on reels for them. Well, that they have a guideline on how it happens and what orientation the chip has to be, and that's done by the people who package it. That's a packaging problem, not a pick and placing problem. And look, I've been burnt before on some Asian brands where I've had sorry, I've got the wrong orientation, where I've finished a reel and I've gone and opened up a new reel and loaded it on the feeder, and the parts on it were on a different orientation as the previous one. And, you know, and I didn't realize. So, and I cracked the shits at the at LCSC. They contacted the manufacturer, and I got an email from the manufacturer, and they apologized. The component. But by that point, I had decided I wasn't using them again. That's only ever happened to me once. It's very uncommon. I mean, this is a standard. You know, this is a something that got solved a very long time ago. I mean, how long has electronics manufacturing been happening for? So, and the smaller the parts, the less identifiable they are in terms of an orientation. Like half the components that I use, like little tiny QFN packages, you can't even see the markings on the chip to determine which orientation they are. So the level shifters I'm using on my cat door project, let's just call it that, right? For the LED displays, they are so small. They're 1 by 0.8 millimeter package size, and you cannot see the pin 0 marking on it. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah, which is a problem for hand placement, not for the pick and place. Once you worked it out once for the pick and place, then it's fine.
Alex Hardy says please launch that project with cat in the name.
I'm pretty sure I won't, but...
John Clayton says I would need a couple of shots to have steady hands like yours.
Wait, you need... Okay. I didn't think that would have given you steady hands.
Austin's Creation says I've had issues with 5,730 LEDs where the pins are reversed, and annoyingly has 3 pins and some won't flip nicely.
Yeah, it does happen. As I said, with the really obscure Asian brands, there's very little quality control. But a lot of them are much better now than they used to be, because in the past, they would only be providing parts for the Chinese market, right? I say Chinese, for the Asian market. But because Western companies couldn't really get access to those parts. But since places like LCSC, and other suppliers are allowing Western countries to buy Asian brand parts, they've really had to lift their game. And most of them have. To be fair, they've done a pretty good job. Okay, that's all of the 0.1s. I think that was 22. I wasn't counting. Now we have 17 10 microfarad 0603 caps put on. 17. I added a lot more capacitance on this board than the first version. I think that was part of my problem on the first revision was possibly some bulk, among other things, some bulk capacitance. But the main issue was reflowing it 5 times. Apparently, the ESP32 module does not like being reflowed 5 times. Yeah, so it's 1, 2. So my plan this time is to reflow it once. 3, 4, 5.
John Clayton says since caps in parallel add, do decoupling caps affect your projects?
Okay, let me just read what you just wrote. I understood the second half, not the first. Since caps in parallel add. No, it depends what they're there for. So decoupling is not the same as just adding bulk capacitance, right? So you don't double up, same value caps for decoupling. You might put 2 caps there at different values to capture different capacitance at different frequencies. But for bulk, by adding more, what you're basically doing is lowering your DC, your resistance. Was it? Oh my God, I can't think. God, I can't think of the name. Whatever, but you're lowering your overall resistance on that capacitor. So That's why if this group here.
Matachi says I assembled a couple prototype boards yesterday and forgot to put the modules on before flowing.
What? How did you forget to put the modules on? They're kind of big, aren't they? Okay. 6 more.
Austin's Creations
Yes.
says DCR, direct current resistance?
Yeah. Yes.
Matachi says I was excited and an idiot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Okay. Whew. That is 39 parts we've done so far. I need 9 1 microfarad 0402. 9. Where are we putting these? Okay. Spinny, spinny. These are for the audio.
Matachi says Reflow Master work perfect.
Wish the text would talk better. Ah, I'm using a Reflow Master. Awesome. I have no idea who uses them anymore, or whoever bought them. Get off the tweezies. Now, some of you might remember I mentioned in my, obviously not last week, I wasn't around, but in my last stream before that, that this is not the final revision of the board. There is a slight adjustment I made in a new version, which I can jumper this board if I like, yeah. And it was just that I hadn't connected the reset line of the USB chip to the
Cable
ESP32.
Kai says see another turntable design files still available online.
They're always available. I don't remove things that are published, so yep, it's there. I didn't connect the reset pin of the hub chip to the S3, which would allow me to do a forced reset of the hub chip. I don't know if that's something that's ever going to be needed or not, but I figured I might as well add it in. So the version that I actually ship of this and that I publish will have that on there. Okay, I think that was 9. I'm really not counting. Okay, the big boys, 22 microfarads. Where are you? You here? Okay. Opening a new reel for these, unfortunately. So I'm doing this off camera. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with smudging or knocking or doing something. Five. It's just here, you can see just a reel of them that I have to open. Now I have to close so I don't. So you know what I did? I did the silly thing that I've told myself never to do, never ever to do. But the other day I was assembling some prototype boards, and I had a new part that I had to take out. It was on tape, not on a reel. It was just a cut tape length about 1.5 meters long, and I was running late, and I had to get a part out. I got a part out, and I put the tape on the ground, and I thought I put it behind me far enough, but I never do that, but I did it because I was just in such a hurry to get the board onto the reflow oven and the hot plate that I left it on the floor, and then about half an hour later, because it was black and you couldn't see it, and I've got really dark carpet, I didn't see it, and I stood on it, and I basically, so the parts, they're not breakable parts, but it literally just damaged right in the middle of the tape.
Alex Harvey says crunch.
Yeah, half the tape's crushed, right? So I can't. So those parts I bought them to be pick and placed, and they can't now because I literally smashed the tape in the middle. I was so annoyed with myself. So I promised myself after doing that. That's probably the second time only I've ever done that. And the first time was years and years and years ago. And I promised myself then I'd never do that again. But I did. It took me a long time. And so I said to myself last night when I was setting up all these parts for this board that I am going, I just realized that's not even on camera. Sorry. That I'm going to not do that this time. And so I'm going to take my time and put the parts away properly each time if I need to pull something out, like a reel or something. Okay, 14 10K resistors. Holy moly. So, I know maybe I need to move my microscope so I don't have to move the thing away as far away as far. Did I just say away as far? Anyway, we have a lot of 10K resistors now. So I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that I have added 2 INA, I think 3221 chips on here for voltage, current, and power monitoring of each port. And so each one of them has a bunch of IO that are open drain, so they need pull-ups on them. That's what these are, the ones I'm placing right now, these 10K pull-ups. That's what they're for. And 3 more.
Matachi says what size are those caps?
These caps here, they're 1206s. 1206s or 1210s? 1206s, I think. Yeah, which is pretty standard for, this is the main USB power coming in. And obviously there's 6 ports, or plus the S3 and stuff that it provides power for. So it's a lot of power. So it needs a lot of bulk. Okay, 36K. Also have them on a reel. I need 12. What am I going to put them on this side?
Madtucci says 47 Mike.
What? Oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. These are the CC1 and 2 yeah, no. Try putting the right orientation. That'd be good. These are a CC1 and 2 on these ports. Do you remember that the bodge we did to do device insert detection, which worked great until I blew that other board up. So yeah, very excited. So these are 36K instead of 5.1K because these are twiddled with 3.3 volts, not 5 volts. And if you remember correctly, these go through the AND gate to determine if something has been inserted. So the theory is, if anything is inserted, one of these is pulled low, depending on the orientation of the USB that's inserted. So if nothing is inserted, it reads a voltage high, signal high. Fluffy. It reads a signal high. And if the USB is inserted in either orientation, one of these get pulled low, which means the AND gate is false. So it's like an active low setup. The AND gate will be true if nothing's inserted, otherwise false if something is inserted. Which is cool. Okay, so that's 12 of those done. Now we need 10 100Ks. So many Ks. Crazy. Let's just start over here. One. 2. 3. 4. It's like watching. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm sorry if I'm putting anyone to sleep. So I almost thought about getting myself a little desktop pick and place machine for prototyping. so I didn't have to hand place stuff. But I enjoy hand placing stuff, well, occasionally. So yeah. Okay, these are 5.1s. Now, it says I need 6, but I don't. What I need is 4. I've put...
Cable tie says I'm with you, see, and it's cathartic.
It is, but it's also sometimes frustrating. Like, this is a lot of parts and a lot of repetitiveness, right? But if I wasn't on stream right now, I'd just have some music pumping and I'd, kind of get myself into a zone. But it's a pain in the ass having to go and grab parts off the shelf or, or wherever. But by the same token, if I was to set up...
She says contact Nearden, face with tongue.
No, not contacting Nearden. If I was to...
Spam 2660 says, wouldn't a desktop pick and place struggle with your component sizes?
No, you can get good ones. I'm not talking about a cheap, crappy thing like my first Charm High. No, I'm talking about a decent machine. You can get pretty good ones now, and they're not overly cheap. But the problem is, it would take me as much time to set up the pick and place file to run one and load all the parts to run one board. It will take me more time to set it up than it would be to just hand assemble a board. The issue is when I have to hand assemble 3 boards, right, of the same board. Especially when it's something this large, so I can't do 3 at a time. If it's a small board, I could do 3 at a time. I could lie, 3 next to each other. But, so that is where it gets tiresome. So right now it says 5.1s on the power LEDs here, but I'm actually going to put smaller. I'm going to stick, because the LEDs don't get bright enough. For the moment, I'm going to stick to 2K. But I might actually even drop that. I don't know. I need them. So I was using the pink and purple, remember? And it wasn't super bright. Okay, I need 38K3s. And yes, I have 38K. Wait, where?
Austin's Creation says I'm awake still here. Gives me motivation to finish my hub schematic. Finally got the power supply done. Just need to do the 100-pin VQF.
Have you not finished your design yet? Okay. What time is it there for you now, by the way? Okay, I have 2038K3. So these are the current limiting resistors. I lifted the 6 of them. I lifted the current limit on these as well. These upstream ports. They were set to like 520 or 530 milliamps, but I've set them to around 600.
Austin's Creation says almost 6 p.m. I was sick last week and did some odd jobs. Hooray money.
Okay. Lots of people I know were sick last week. Something going around. So anyway, as I said, I thought about it, and then I discarded the idea of a desktop pick and place. It's yeah. way too much work setting a job up on them. Okay. Now, 100 milliohm. Wait, hang on. I just realized something. I need to put the wrong value in my code. One moment, please. I need to. Okay, I did that wrong, haven't I? Yep, milliohm. Okay, cool. Fix that. So these are INA chips. There are 3 ports on each, and they need external sense resistors. And I just realized that I didn't put the right value in my INA driver. I have now. So these are just 0603s, which should be, and they're 1% and 500 milliwatt power. So they're way enough headroom. I could have gone a bigger package, but it really yeah, I don't think it needs it. Because I'm current limiting the ports. And the idea with this is that if, as I mentioned, I'm open sourcing this design, so people can change it if they want. If they want to be able to supply higher currents to the ports, they can. They just need to change the current limiting resistor on the 2552 load switches, and possibly increase the package size for the sense resistors. Okay. 2K. Right. So these are the 5-volt sense pins. So the S3 knows how it's being powered. Okay, done and done. And I need 330 ohm for inline current rush prevention on the IGBTs. Just the one. Okay, now 16 TVSs. 16. So many. tiny. Tiny little suckers. One. Two. Three. Sorry. That's gone way too quiet. Either the stream stopped or everyone's comatose.
Alan Madsen says just making a little noise then.
Thank you for letting me know the stream's still going. So I'll tell you what's funny about what I'm doing right now is these TVSs I use are bidirectional. Yet I sit here rotating them to the correct orientation for the markings on the board. It's pretty funny. Almost done. Didn't have so many USB ports. I wouldn't have to put so many of these down. Okay, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's an angle. I'll do it this way. Oh, I dropped it. Now, where did I drop it? Is it on the board? Oh, damn. How did I do that? I don't care about losing a part. It's when it shows up soldered, stuck to something that's not supposed to be stuck to, because it landed on the board and you didn't notice it. I can't see it, but it is tiny. Okay, well, we'll just pretend that it never happened. We'll get another one. And hopefully we won't have a short later. Maybe I'll find it in my pocket later. Who knows? Okay. There are all the lots of big parts. So now it's just lots of 1s and 2s and the ICs and stuff. So LED time. Are we going to go pink and purple again? I think we're going to go pink and purple. Pink first. And I got to remember to check the orientation of this time. Make sure it's correct.
Alex Hardy says those are bad luck colors now.
Wait, what? Those are bad luck colors. Oh, right. No, it was the RGB LEDs that I screwed last time. Actually, no, I also got the
Often
orientation.
creation says replay is inconclusive of where the part dropped.
Okay, I'm just going to... Yeah, I think my orientation is going to be right. Okay, so pink is going to be 3.3 volts. And purple is going to be 5 volts. Right. Good. Okay. Done. Yeah, shot key. Sorry, I keep spinning my thing by accident. Need one of those. I'm going to start just, rather than following my list, I'm just going to start placing parts and marking them off. I know what I need. Okay. That is a back feed. This is our switch. So this will preference power from the main 5-volt source. So if I have both connected, so the idea is that you can power, it'll be easier to talk about it once I have it up and running rather than, yeah, we'll do power after. I'll talk about that after. Okay, that's done. That is done. That is done. They are done. And that is done. Okay. So, what's next? Okay, the TPS 255s. Actually, I might do the INA chips first. So I've not used these before. These are the 3221s. What? 322. Why are those? Where are they? Are they? Yeah, 3221s. But I use the INA 260 quite a lot. So I actually like it. It's pretty good. Wait. Chip marking. Need to update that footprint. Don't like that pin 1 marking. 1. 1. Oh, almost put that wrong. Okay, they're done. Now, they're done. Ooh, the other thing I put on this board, I'm pretty sure I mentioned the other week, but whatever, is I put a temperature sensor. And this is not so much for ambient temperature stuff. This is for PCB/enclosure temperature sensing. So it is off to the side over here, kind of away from everything else. and there is no ground plane under it, but it's really about how hot is this whole board getting, especially if it's inside a little case. So, yeah, that's what it's there for. Okay, I need the IO expander.
Alex Harvey says, does it have his hub on fire API endpoint?
Okay, I missed that. I'll come back and read what you said. IO expander. Does it have is hub on fire API endpoint? I'm pretty sure if the hub's on fire, you won't be able to reach that endpoint. Just guessing. But yeah. Yeah, let's put the USB chip on. The USB chip. Okay, that is on. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one. Okay, get to keep finding the parts. Okay, here's the TPS 255 units. Six of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a long time to wait to see if the board works, isn't it? Ah. I actually thought I messed up the design this morning. I was working on some code. I got in a bit early. I was working on some code, and I thought that I'd accidentally put the user button, which was on IO 14, and one of the sense pins for the one of the INAs on the same IO. It took me a while. I was really confused, but I had moved the user button to IO. I think it was 46, but I'd kept the label name of the trace IO 14 by mistake, and I just couldn't work out how they could both be IO 14. It's pretty funny. It was one of those I've not had enough coffee yet to understand what I'd done type situations. Wish these came in smaller packages. As in, like little QFN packages. Okay, they are the load switches done. We are almost out of parts. Now I need the AND gates, which I have here somewhere. Yeah, they're little suckers. I wish these were also. It's not that they're too big, they're just awkward packages. These are 666, I think, whatever they are. I don't know why I placed that one in the middle first. So the problem with these packages, in my opinion, is the legs they stick out to the side and they're flat with the package. So there's the package doesn't sit higher, the plastic, which means when they reflow, and the pins sit up higher because of the solder paste under the pins, it's a kind of like a weird, sometimes you get weird offsets where they don't sit flat anymore. Electrically, they're generally fine. Like I super rarely have an issue, but the paste has to be absolutely perfect for them. Absolutely perfect. Otherwise, they won't sit flat, and then you end up with a one pin that looks like it might be soldered correctly, but it's not. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. One, two, three, four. Okay. Last two. Okay, that's those done. What is left? Oh my god, that's it. Switches and module, and then the USB connectors, which are all using paste in pad now. Paste it or pin pad. So that's it. I'm going to put those. So the module, I need a module, and I'll do the module first, then the buttons. We're almost ready to reflow, folks. How exciting! Okay. The buttons. I've not redesigned the new case for this yet, so apologies in advance for those who were expecting to see a case. The old case did work. They needed a few tiny tweaks, tolerance point of view. But I think that the old case was way too small. Like oh shit, I'm missing a resistor. Which resistor did I miss? It's not selectable. Oh, is that one that I didn't? Okay, I know what it is. So I need to put a 10K here. I need to fix that in the file. I was lucky. Just the use button, which still says IO14 on it on the silk screen as well. Anyway, I will fix that. Okay, so now just the USB connectors, and we're done. Holy moly, let me put these away. Container. And so how many do I need? 6, 8 of them. And then we're reflowing. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Ah, okay. I'm expecting to get paste everywhere now because of got paste in the peg holes. One, two. Oh, this is exciting. It's really hard to hold. 3. 4. I'm going to use the mic shirt now. 5. 6. 7. 8. We are done. We're done, folks. I'm going to now So I don't know how I'm going to be able to show you the reflow. It'll be like last time. We have to reposition the camera, which is going to potentially upset everyone with some bizarre movement. Let me turn my fan on. Hot plate. Okay, what I'm going to do is switch back to here for a moment, so you don't all get sick to me trying to reposition the camera. Let me just setting up. Trying to anyway. Okay, now question is, will that work? Oh, okay. So let me just I haven't turned it on yet. So about the camera movement. And let me see if I can get it to focus. Daniel-san, focus eye. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it. Shaky cam, yes. Hey, Christopher. Hello. Hello to anyone. Hey, Johnny. Anyone that jumped in while I was over there didn't see? Hello, Sam. D2660. Okay. That's going to have to just be like that, I think. I'm going to turn this on. Yeah, you might see some reflow, you might not. You might see some smoke, you might not. I don't know. It's 25 degrees and lifting.
Alan Madsen says I have made some bad choices in my life, but I have never bought myself a pair of clocks.
Pair of clocks. What? Never bought myself a pair of clocks. What are clocks? Crocs? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Okay, it's up to 95, 98, 100. I need a camera at the front so you can see the temperature. 115. Do I sound like an announcer? 135. Glocks. A pair of Glock. What? Crocs. Yes, sir. Okay, a pair of Crocs. I've never owned a pair of Crocs either. Actually, that's not true, but not those Crocs. Shoes, normal shoes. Crocs make shoes, like standard shoes, as well as those plastic things. Anyway, 182. Can you see the smoke? Sorry, I've got to be careful not to bounce the desk like that. Lots of smoke coming off. The flux is activating. 196. 201. You should start seeing the, here we go. She's a going. Can everyone see? Maybe? That was the USB chip. Good. So 136. No, sorry, I mean 236, 238. So far, so good.
Alan Madsen says yes, we see it.
I'm sorry if I knocked the
Cable
camera
Guy
off.
says this is as exciting as watching solder flow.
Ah. Checking all the parts. Make sure there's no tombstoning. Oh, looks actually. Looks
Alan Madsen says happy smoke.
okay, it looks good. I think we are all good. I'm just going to tap each of the USB ports. Make sure they're sitting down. Okay. And off. Let's see if I can balance this and take it off without dropping it and tipping it. Done. Okay. Woohoo! We are off the hot plate. Fan is off. Power is disconnected. And ta-da! Tension. Now, will it work? The question is, will it work? And the answer will be after this toilet break. Okay, 5-minute toilet break. Back soon. Okay, I am back. And I decided, oh, what's that? I'm just going to lower that. I decided to treat myself to a not sponsored by, mint hot chocolate. 99% fat-free, only 59 calories. Who cares?
Ian Scott Johnston says gonna be a great reflow pasted. Placed. Perfect.
Hey, Ian. How are you, mate? It's been a while. You know what? I did perfect paste, perfect reflow, maybe perfect placement. So I treated myself to a hot chocolate. And instead of testing the board, I'm sitting here drinking it. That's okay, isn't it? 1.5 hours the stream's been going. Okay, board. We have a board. Ooh! I could not imagine hot cocoa today. We're in the middle of a heat wave, I'm assuming. The spoon is begging for an accident. Oh, Deshipu, don't say that. Hey, you just said you're off to lose your consciousness and hallucinate for a couple of hours and then get up and behave as if nothing happened. Good night, you just wrote. I thought that was actually really cool, you just wrote. And now, but you're still here, though. Good night, Deshipu. You don't want to wait and see if it works? So I'm okay. First thing I'm going to do is beep it. Just make sure. I'm just going to make sure. Remember, I've got no desktop cam here anymore, right? I've got no camera that can show you what I'm doing, unfortunately. I'm going to beep this and make sure there are no shorts. Leaving for real. Okay, catch you later. Thanks for joining. You want to hear that? Gonna make sure we are good. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, no shorts between 3.3 volts and ground, or between 5 volts and ground. Okay. Well, nothing when it's not powered anyway. So, USB cable. So, if I plug this in...
Alan Madsen says you need a camera rig.
Well, I had a... Anyway, I need a completely different setup here if I'm with cameras. The camera I used to have here is always in the way. Maybe I can... Oh, hang on, wait. I can do this. Hold on. Messy desk. 1 second. Do you remember I can go to the desk camera thing? I'll try it. If it lets me in. Okay, this might find my groin. Desk view. Yeah, maybe hide my groin. It's not great. Maybe it's on a bit of an angle. But would you rather I left this so you can kind of see?
Cable Tie says at least you have pants on.
That is very true. It's installed. Anyway, okay, so if I plug this in here, hang on. Okay, it's not letting me go down anymore. Okay, how about that maybe for now? That's a weird angle. Sorry. If I plug this in here, we should see the 3.3 volt pink LED come on.
Alan Madsen says we need it closer so we can see the smoke.
It's not focusing now, and the coloring is just terrible. You know what? I'm going to I'm just going to do it like this because you can't see otherwise. It's not set up for desk view. So in between these two,
Cable tie says that is a weird angle. I feel like I'm hanging from the roof.
yeah. You can see there's two LEDs where my finger is. Yeah, so when I plug this in, that top one should turn on. Yay! If I unplug that, I plug the bottom one in, the bottom one should turn on. What? That's it, we're done. We have two LEDs working. Ship it. No, what we need to do is, we have work to do still. Okay, I'm gonna minimize. We're going to go to this screen. We're good to do something. So what we need to do first is, okay. Can everyone see that? Can everyone read? It's nice. That is so big. Might not be big for you, but it's huge for me. Dev.cu dot USU. Okay. Nothing connected. If I connect this.
Madsen says so much work for 2 LEDs hum.
Yep. Now I'm connecting the top one, which gives us the S3 and the hub. And the S3 is connected via the hub, right? So this port is the downstream port from the computer to the USB hub. So now we still see nothing. CU dot star. Why are we not seeing? Well, that's not a good start. I wonder if... Okay, hold on.
Austin's creation says your reset line causing issue?
No, I know what it is. No one panic. It's because I changed how the power system works. So, you must have both power ports connected. You must have...
says fun history fact. Who stands for call Unix?
CU stands for call. Okay. No panic. So, I changed the power on this. I need a... That doesn't reach. I need a different power. Here we go. Okay. Both have to be connected now. I'll explain. That's right. I remember I started explaining some power stuff before, and then I stopped. Okay, I need to explain this, but first let me just confirm this works. This is not good. Now I'm plugging that. I'm just going to plug this in. Just hold on a moment. No, it might be something else completely. Yeah. So God. Hmm. Um. Oh, it's not working. Okay. What have I put on back to front? What have I done? Hmm. Oh, okay. So I shouldn't have treated myself to hot chocolate yet, should I? Look, we're getting 3.3 volts. So, oh yeah, okay, wait. Let's check the USB ports. Let's check the soldering of the USB ports. No, that was the old board. That was the old board I connected. Let me, it's hot. It's moving the hot plates. Let me just go to, where was the, okay, you might not be able to see anything while I do this. I don't know. Yeah, I need to inspect. It could be that the USB, I think I mentioned on the last stream, the USB ports on these aren't great. They don't always make good contact. So I tried pushing it down. But we're getting 3.3 volts. So we know the power's working. It's really hard to see. Checking all of the pins. The WCH chip looks good. So even if the S3 doesn't enumerate, the WCH chip should. I'm just looking at every part right now. We have no shorts, which is great. This is weird. Speaking of, okay, let's go back to here and let's do a sanity check.
Austin's creation says, does it need a scrub a dub dub?
Yes, God. A what? I'm gonna let's grab this. I'm just gonna measure some things on the meter just to make sure we're good. Okay, so we've got 3 volts there. Got 3 volts to the chip, to the S3. We have three volts to the WCH chip. And we correctly have no 5 volts to hang on. Maybe that's the problem. Right. To V bus. We've got 5. Okay, so all the power's working. All the power's working. So let me. I mean, the only thing I can think of is honestly is the USB connector. And I can reflow that again. Push on it. It's unlikely though. I mean, it's unlikely I'm seeing nothing. Very unlikely. No pressure, huh? Thanks. Thanks, Bruce. Even if the S3 chip was being held, reset was being held, which I don't believe it is. I'll check it. The hub should enumerate. Yeah, reset's high. So yeah, wow. Sweden, France, 3-0. Wow. Cool. I don't know what this is. And what's interesting is we should be getting. So that's. So just. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to go through the power. 5 volts. Oh, we're not getting 3 volts from the 5 volts. Why am I not getting 3 volts from the 5 volts? I've clearly done something wrong. So, what have I done wrong? So the way the power is supposed to work is wait, have I got that? diode on the right way. Let me just check the diode. Yep. Okay, so the way the power is supposed to work now is, because this is a mistake I made on the last one. So you've got this is the upstream port here, and this is the power, 5-volt power source, right? So on the first design, if you didn't, you had to have both cables connected for it to work, because the 3.3 volt only ever came from the upstream. So this here was connected only to this. But you needed this connected for the power for the downstream ports. So what I did was I made it that wait. Hang on a second. Where's this? Where is D4 on the circuit? How is there not this? Where's this component? Oh my God, there's a freaking diode missing. There was a diode missing on the circuit. It didn't populate. Oh my God. So there's supposed to be a diode. How did that? So for some reason, the footprint entry was massacred, and so it never came through on the board design. So that's never getting power directly, which is why I'm not getting power there. So I can fix this by well, no, it doesn't explain why it's not working on 3.3 volts on this one. So without this connected, right? So this is a P channel, which is pull to ground. Oh. Right, so when there's no main 5 volts connected, this is on, and it uses the 5 volts from the upstream port to power the 3.3 volts, which is correct. And that's what happens. We saw the LED come on. And if this is present, it switches this off. So the 5 volts comes from here to here, even if this is connected or not. But, okay, so so right now there's no, that's going to here, in, but when that's on, that switches off. So right now there's no path for that to get through. Okay, I'm going to hack this board. I'm going to hack the board. Well, there you go. Seems I shouldn't have treated myself, huh? Let's go back to PCB view. Oh, it's not in focus though. Sorry, let me see if I can get in. Oh. God, this is a pain. Okay, I need a FET. No, FET. I need a diode. And I will need some wire, but for the moment, soldering iron on. Okay, so I'm going to need this.
Sam 2660 says, shouldn't DRC have caught the hanging nets, or is it a case of garbage in garbage out because of the missing footprint?
Well, there might have been a report on the import. The import panel when I import from schematic to PCB, but it's not a DRC error. So, because there's nothing, because it wasn't there, it wasn't a bad connection. It didn't matter. Like, yeah, I mean, DRC passes fine. So this wasn't more of an ERC error. No, because that's also, I don't know. It probably would have appeared as an error in my import thing, but I clearly missed it. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of flux. Here. And I'm going to tack on. So I'm putting a little Schottky on the leg of the FET. Maybe. Might need a little bit more solder. I think that's soldered, but probably going to knock it when I do the wire. Okay. Let me just get a little bit more on. More on? What? Don't call me a moron. Oh, that's better. That ain't going nowhere. Okay, now I'm going to need to bodge from there just to here. So my little wire. Just a little bodge. My Japanese engineering wire strippers. Okay. More flux. Need some fluxy here. Yeah. I cannot recall. I mean, I'm sure it's happened at some point, but I cannot recall the last time I ever had a part missing from the board. I mean, a part assembled wrong, sure. Don't melt. That was the shielding melting. Okay, might have to do the other end first. Because some Let me split the iron down before I burn myself. 2 tweezers. Okay. And some solder. Okay. I think that is good. Should give it a bit of a clean. Wow. I really did not want to have to build a third prototype of this. That is really annoying. But this doesn't solve the enumeration, because I think enumeration should be working anyway. Should be. This should solve the 5 volts and the 3 volts. So if I now connect this, yes, now I see 3.3 volts. See I got the pink and the blue now working just from here. Okay, so that's good. But it still doesn't explain, and well, let me just make sure this works. If I plug that in too. Good, nope. Power problems. So, still no enumeration though. So I knew this wouldn't solve the enumeration. And the only thing enumeration could be is, it's either the USB port. Well, I can't think of what else it is. Everything looks fine. Nothing. The circuit didn't change anywhere else. So only the power path in and the I&A chips. And the temperature sensor, but nothing changed on the anywhere else. So I'm going to flux and reflow the USB connector. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know what else it could be, but that's what I need to try. I hate these vertical USB things. Hate them. They're just an absolute pain. Where's my OBS? Oh my god, I've lost OBS. Okay. I'm gonna do it on the miniware. Yeah, the heatsink's there just to hold the board. Although it might not need it. Now the problem is, am I going to wreck my little bodge by doing this? I don't know. I might actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm just, you even see, not really. Let me move this over so you can maybe see what I'm doing. I'm heating up. I'm going to heat up here. And I'm going to just
Austin's creation says if it does end up being the USB jacks, probably worth scrapping them from the design.
Yeah, but I need a vertical USB mount like this, otherwise it doesn't work. Like, remember originally I had horizontal ones, and everyone went, no, don't use horizontal. So I'm going to squirt some flux underneath. That's the only thing I could think it could be. It's just a bad, like, you know, one of the D plus or D minus pins isn't soldered. Unless I wrecked the design. I don't think so. No, it's possible. USB. They're both connected. And they're both connected. Yeah. Okay, 162 degrees. Let's put flux in there. Spread the flux in there. Hold the board down. So I even went like a 1.6 mil thick PCB, which I hate doing. It messes with my production when I go thicker PCBs. But I did that to ensure that these USBs don't push through the bottom and then don't sit properly. Just need this to keep heating. So 208. $220. Oh, yeah, my little bodge has moved. Shit. I have to re-bodge it. Damn it. So 230. There's 6. So much flux. 241. Locking it. Now the problem is I need to get it off. Okay, so the power on them is not normally a problem because the power pins are bigger, much bigger, and there are 4 of them. And so you only need 1 of them to be soldered okay. Shorted under the connector and just refused any and all reworking. Oh, interesting. Okay. So as you can see here, this is my layout. So I've got that's our D plus line here and D minus. So they're both connected to each other. So it doesn't matter which orientation. So, and they are pretty closely length matched. 3.28, 3.209. Close enough. 0.7 millimeters difference. Definitely close enough. Okay, now, I don't know if the bodge is still good. Let's find out. Here. Bodge is still good. We're still getting both LEDs from the 5 volt. And this will give us just 3.3 volts. Okay, so this is just my computer. Just 3.3 volts. And still no enumeration. Try the other way. No. Okay, so what I should do is just, before I forget, hook those up. So no DRC errors. I'm definitely getting 3.3 volts to here, to the chip. I mean, the hub itself should enumerate. Well, I'm assuming it should enumerate. If there's no S3. If I connect something to it. Okay, let's hold on a moment. Connect a tiny Pico to one of the ports. So in its normal state, what will happen? Right, nothing. No power for the tiny Pico because its default state is off. Which is correct. It needs to be enabled. I can't enable it without the S3. This is really annoying. If I... Okay, that's USB. Port 1. I'm kind of really at a loss here. I don't know what... I mean, it's not like the other day when there was a short. There's no short. Everything's powering up correctly. I can... the reset pin is high. And power to the S3. Okay. If I plug the old board in, it's interesting. Why is that not? The what? What? Is there a way of you detecting data at the hub I see? The fact that it's showing nothing. No, the hub I see itself should enumerate. See this? Oh, this, I know what that's just rebooting itself. Okay. Yeah, that's the bug with this thing. If I stop it rebooting. Yeah, this thing powers up and powers down. This is the old one. So what's if this is so bizarre. Not how I thought my day was going to go, folks. Again. Yes. Again, have a look. Scanning the boards, old and new. It could be a bad. What's that? I mean, it could be a bad WCH chip. I'm going to reflow them. I don't know what else to do. Because at this point in time, I mean, a bad chip, but how unlikely is that? So I got the hot air, the fan on. So I'm going to reflow the WCH and the ESP32S3. So I don't know what else it could be. I'm at a loss. Just heading up. So 160. $190. $205. $215. 225. Starting to reflow. That is absolutely reflowed. So now the risky corner. I don't want it to fall off. Okay, so let that cool down. At this point, if this doesn't do anything, I don't know. Yeah, the ESP goes through the hub as well. It enumerates at port 1. Support 2 to 7 are the upstreams, and port 1 is the S3. So we should always see the hub and the S3 all the time if there's 3.3 volts going to both. Wow, well, I need to just cool this down quicker. Damn. So much for not reflowing this multiple times. So Adafruit and FluxI having some sort of legal thing. Yeah, I was reading up about it the other day. FluxI they've been really stupid about this. They're I have to say it, Adafruit, it seems to me that Adafruit they've done nothing wrong. And other than calling out FluxAI, and FluxAI legal counsel have just not liked that at all. Okay, I think this is cool enough. This is it. I'm just going to plug it in, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to, at 2.5 hours, I'm going to have to stop. So, whoa, interesting. I'm now getting intermittent power on and off. I wonder if that USB port is now not sitting right because of that reflow. Interesting. And I'm still not getting any enumeration. But I think this USB port's maybe screwed. See, look at this. You can see, look at that, the LED. I'm now getting, see that? Maybe in only one direction. But still no enumeration. at all. So I don't know what to do. I mean, I know it's not my cable. I know it's not the computer. Okay, one last attempt. I'm going to switch the USB port. Switch to USB, and if that doesn't work, well, so already at 166. It hadn't cooled down all the way yet. I'm trying to get it in better view for you. $200. $10. $220. $30. There's a lot of copper over on the side. $240. Starting to reflow. The pads look good. You have to resolder it on the bottom. Right. Okay, when that cools a little bit, I need to solder those peg legs at the bottom because there's no solder left there. I don't trust them anyway. Okay. Okay. Now, that's not. That doesn't. That's not on. Again, that's not all the way down. Fuck, I can see it's not all the way down. I hate these. Hate them with a passion. What are USB connectors? Okay. So I just smacked the camera. It's so annoying. So bloody annoying. Sit down. They just don't sit well at all. No. They're really unstable.
It's hard to know where it should be sitting.
Right, and they're really unstable. So, like, you can't just push on them because they wobble. So, if you push on them, they do this and this, and the pins are so small. Now, let me I don't even know if I'm going to be able to show you this. We'll try it. There. Okay. See the pins? The pins are really small, and they sit inside. So if I start,
Austin's Creation says, are the alignment pegs maybe wrong size and not fitting correctly? I've had that issue before. Plus.
no, the pads are right. It's the right footprint. I checked that on the last design, and I'm trying to show. Okay, right. So if you look, the pins, right now, as I rotate it around, you'll see that the pins, they only just, look at that, they only just sit proud from the metal on the sides. Can you see? It's not even the full height of the pin. So you get, there's no guarantee it's sitting right. And you've got no way of knowing. Just down on the piece, aren't you raising the connector above the pads? No, the pegs don't, the pegs don't go through. That's why I did a 1.6 millimeter PCB. Normally I'd prefer a 1 millimeter thick PCB, but these peg legs are 1.2. I can see they don't go through. They don't go through the bottom. So by pushing it down, it should be pushing it down. The issue isn't pushing it down. The issue is, unless you can push it down and hold it there while it cools, you got no, you pick the board up and you move it, and if there's any flex on the board or anything, the pads can not be straight. Like, I had this on my bling board as well. It's a problem that it's really frustrating with these connectors. Hey, Dexter77. No worries. Thanks for joining. Okay, I'm going to connect power. Now I've got nothing. I've got no power now at all on this port. So this USB I just soldered on isn't doing anything at all. How is that a thing? Even if I wobble it, doesn't matter which way I plug it in. No 3.3. No power. I'm now seeing nothing. And I know power's working. How can I be getting nothing now? I know how I can be getting nothing. Because it's still tilted. It's not fucking flat. Sorry, excuse my language. I'm really annoyed. Really bloody annoyed. There's just no way to keep these things flat. So this time, here's the board. It's on an angle like this. So it's not this way, it's that way. I don't know if you can even see. It's ever so slightly. I can't even see that. So machine assembly and reflow will be better because when it goes through the oven, right, there's a little bit of jostling on the board, right? Tiny little bit of jostling on the conveyor, which will hopefully make it sit straight and even. But, so I'm going to try again to get it straight. But I don't like the reliability of these. I don't know. I wouldn't probably go into production on this. And I wouldn't expect other people to use these under this circumstance. I'll probably have to source a different connector. This is infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. Oh my God. I don't even know if any of the upstream ports are correct either, right? I might have problems with those as well. I don't know. It's my last attempt to get it straight, and then I'm done. Done for the day. It doesn't look like it's sitting straight by itself.
Dr. Nick says SQUIXL.
So I didn't switch the camera. I'm sorry. Still don't think this is sitting straight. I mean, if I push this any harder, it's just going to snap it off. It's my last attempt, folks. Put a circuit board on top of the USB while we're flowing it might help to keep them seated. Yeah, but sure. Hello maker, by the way. But yeah, I can't do that. I mean, that's just a crazy thing to have to do. No, the pads are I can't get them any. It's not a lack of paste. With all USB-C, the pins are really too close together. There's no driver. It's not a driver issue. There's no drivers required. Okay, it's letting it cool down. So no, I've got no power. I reckon this is a bad port, a bad USB. No. See, USB connector is foobar. Yeah, I'm not getting 5 volts out of it all. I reckon it's a bad USB connector. So the other thing I'm going to do is look at device manager. I'm on a Mac. There's no device manager. I don't need to look at device manager. There's not a driver. There's no drivers. Alexander, hi by the way. It's not a driver issue. This is just crazy. I mean, how many more times do I reflow this? I keep saying no more. I'm going to stop. But I'm pissed off because I don't want to build another board. And how many times can I say one last attempt? And I wonder if I ripped some pads while I was getting the other one off, or I don't think so. They all looked okay. Can't even see what I'm doing.
Alan Madsen says place another PCB on top and press it. Turn off the hot plate and keep pressing.
Sorry about the camera. It doesn't want to. Okay. I can't press because if I press and I move it, it'll fall over.
Cable Tie says, did you have any real work to do today?
I
Case
do.
and tongue.
Yeah, haha. Well, I did. Apparently not now. But I need this solved as well. But
Magtachi says flux it.
okay, let's see which pins weren't soldered. Yeah, this connector's fucked. Oh my god. That connector's fucked. Well, that would explain it. There's bent pins inside it. On the bottom. Okay, I am getting annoyed. This is gonna be a bad idea. I'm telling you now. So,
Austin's Creation says inspect the PCB pads too.
whoa. Like that. So that was crazy. I just spluttered solder paste everywhere by accident. Oh my god, stay still. See, look at this rocking. It won't. I can see it's not sitting straight.
Cable tie says I'm on the edge of my seat watching this.
If I just put this on it for some weight on both of them. See that? No. It's a little bit of weight there, right? I'll turn that off.
Matucci says that Pornhub chip is getting cooked.
I can't say I missed that, sorry. Well, I mean, leaving it here won't help. It takes forever to cool down. I just moved them. So that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. So now that I risk having bridges on it, I'm not really going to be able to see if there is. Just quickly have a look at it before I... Oh, that's hot. That is hot. I think I killed that TBS. Oh well. No, that's not sitting right. It's still sitting. It looks like it's sitting high. Yeah, I can see the pads aren't touching.
Alan Madsen says it had to be a PCB that was large enough to rest on the 7 other ports that are not soldered.
I don't think this is making electrical connection. I don't think this is right. But I just can't tell. All I can do is plug it in. All I can do is plug it in. Last time last time. No, no power. How can there be no power? Okay, all I can do is build another PCB. No, it wasn't going to help, Alan. It wasn't the thing that was going to do it. It wasn't a push down problem. It's a something else problem.
Alan Madsen says, is there enough solder on those legs?
I just soldered them. I just added solder. That's why I got a bit of a splatter. I'm not getting any power at all through it. I think, I don't know. So I'm just trying the USB in different orientations, but no, it's not. Okay, so my only option is to build another one. Build just put the hub, IC, and the USB, just the power and the hub, and the S3, I guess. Yeah.
Alan Madsen says, can you solder it off and also try hand holding one on while you put power on?
Hand holding a USB connector down while I'm trying to put power on.
Alan Madsen says, not soldered yet.
Yeah, I know. Oh, no, it won't work if there's no solder there. It won't make contact. This is infuriating. Infuriating. Even if I push really hard down. Yeah, oh, annoying. So annoying. And you know why this didn't work? You know why how I jinxed it? Because I showed you the cat door. Shouldn't have showed the cat door. See? It's my fault. My fault. I am going to get on with some other work, and then later today, it's already 10 o'clock. Jesus. Later today, if I feel inspired, I will assemble another board. I'll half assemble a board. No, I'll probably assemble a board. Anyway. Yeah.
Alan Madsen says, but you got a chocolate drink Poland.
But I could have had that anyway. But I did it to reward myself, and that was premature, wasn't it? Folks. That was yeah. I'm so annoyed. But see, there was something I wanted to do to end the stream, and I now don't know if Don't know how I can do it.
Alan Madsen says a chocolate drink is not a reward. It's a necessity of life.
How do I do this? Oh, I need to add something to a scene without you seeing it so I can crop it so I can then show you something. Oh, and I don't know how. I can't do that. I can't do it unless I switch the scene and then you get to see it.
Alan Madsen says just like pizza.
Yeah, no. For me, it was a reward. Oh boy. Okay, how do I show you this? The only other thing I can think of is how do I cover everything else? Maybe I can. Let me see if I can cover everything. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Okay, hang on. New. Okay, that might work. I'll hide that and I'll hide that. So you can just see this. Hide that. Hide that. Does it have it's something to do with the cat door? Okay, you ready? I leaked my local my internal IP address.
Alan Madsen says looks cool.
It's a 14. Oh, it is. Wow. So anyway, waka 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 waka. That's it. There you go. The question is how? How is all that on there? That's the question. Okay, folks. Maybe next week I'll show. I don't know. I mean, at this rate, I'm not going to have a USB board ever. So, yeah, maybe next week. It's an ESP32 cluster. No, it's not a cluster. No, it's not a cluster. Okay. Thank you all for joining. I'm so sorry I don't have a working USB board, hub board. I do not know why. I am absolutely clueless as to why it's not working. Other than clearly there's a problem with the USB here. And I need to sort it out. I don't know what it is. So hopefully by next week, I'll have a working board for you all and maybe some more info on the cat door. Yes, it is a little frustrating. It's a lot frustrating, actually. But what you going to do? Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Thanks for joining. I will catch you all next week. Have a great week. See you later. Bye.